Well, this goofy thing. I'm so confused. I don't know how this all works, y'all. Technology. Oh, I got a like. Oh, it says there's 4 people in here. Oh, good, Elizabeth. I don't know what that was about. That was really weird. Could you? Okay. Did you see any of the other stuff that I typed before? I think they do that on purpose. For those of us who don't know anything about this stuff. And I just used for the first time the preview. Oh, you did? Okay. And I it was being weird down there. But I used for the first time preview. So I don't know if anybody saw that. I can't find it where it shows it. I'm trying to learn all this stuff, y'all. I'll never be a good YouTuber, but maybe get to adequate. I just can't wait to actually be able to get back to doing stuff. I can only do so much cooking. And plus, I forget to video it. And then when I take Miss Ginger outside because it's cold, so I take her out to do her business and then bring her back. So I don't bother really trying to video that. No, I don't usually stay up late. There's been a few times. It's 7, almost 7:30 here. Hey, Joanne, North to Hope, how are you? I don't usually stay up late unless I have to get a project finished. Like I'm doing epoxy because with epoxy you have to get get it done. Certain stages of it done. But no, I'm usually asleep by 10:30. And Joanne's North to Hope is one of the places after I leave Las Vegas. Make a beeline to her and her husband's place and maybe get to visit with them for a day or so and hang out. And that's my goal. That's why I want to get all you so I can start bebop and running, going and visiting. I work my butt off all summer so that I can have fun in the wintertime. Now, granted, I have to go south. So anybody who lives, you know, mid down south, I can visit y'all in the winter. When I fully retire, which I plan on trying to do that at 62, which that's 3 more years, then I will do more. I can't either. I've done so much traveling and riding and stuff by myself that I just wing it. I never have anybody to like show me around or um, be any kind of like a tour guide to show me the cool places. I just kind of wing it and do it by myself, and that's fun. I've done it for years, but it it would be kind of nice to go someplace where somebody knows the area and uh, I'm kind of ready for that kind of stuff now. And the friends that I have, their work schedule's not the same as mine. It's hard to get together. Um, That's why I've put on trail rides for so many years, because I advertise on Facebook. I put someplace that I'm going to be riding, and I invite everybody. And you would not believe how well that works. I have, like, when I did my beach rides down in South Padre Island, I had people I didn't know. I only knew like two people. Hi, Riley Homestead. How are you? Uh, and I had like 35, 36 riders show up. We just had a blast. So I'm really going to try to do another beach ride down there. And then when I leave there and head back up to North Dakota, you know, I'll try to keep networking with people to see who I can stop and visit until I get home. Oh, good. I had to close my live. Something goofy went with it. It kind of lost connection for some reason. So I just popped back on. Um, I'm talking about my schedule for my traveling this next fall. So if anybody knows people who are down in the Disneyland area, whatever, I want to get in touch with them, because it's one of my bucket lists this fall in February. At the end of February, I want to go to Disneyland. I'm gonna be saving my pennies. I know. I wonder. People probably think, "How old are you? Do you want to go to Disneyland?" Yes, I want to go to Disneyland before I get too old to enjoy it. It's a lot of walking though, but that's okay. I can do it. I plan on staying for like a couple 3 days, so I'll just do it in doses. I was on Facebook on a couple of my horse groups, and so I had people on there looking for stables and stuff where I can go and camp, with Domino and have him there. I hope so, Elizabeth. I really hope so. I've been binge watching a lot of the Disneyland videos to kind of get an idea about the place, and because I thought they might not allow a lot of videoing, but they do. Man, they do. They do have some restrictions on it, but for the most part. So if I can get a good 3 days in at Disneyland, y'all will get some good videos. I guarantee you. I don't necessarily want to go by myself, but that it is what it is. Oh, I got 6 in here. I got 2 likes. Woo! Have any of y'all been to Disneyland? One of the things about some horse people, not me, but some horse people, they get kind of narrow focused, like they got blinders on, and everything has to do with a horse. Um, and I'm not that way. I like doing so many different things. I always have been. I've always been really eclectic with my music and my the things I like to do. And what are you crying about? Hey, Michael, how are you? Yes, sir. 18 wheeler. That's coming up pretty soon. I'm itching to get back in the truck. Elizabeth, save your money. Save your pennies. Come to Disneyland with me. That would be so much fun if I could get a few of us to go. I just found a travel agent, so I'm hoping to get a little bit more information about that kind of stuff. I don't want to try to do it in one day because it's just too, with my anxiety, it's just too much. I don't think that would be the way to go for me. So I plan on trying to at least get 3 days in. I want to have, like, the first day maybe go in the mid of the day because I want to see the night shows, right? I don't want to be go all day and then try to stay up for the night. So get there and go in the middle of the day and stay for the night shows. And and then the next morning get up and toddle over and do a bunch of the stuff, and, and then the next day do the rest of the stuff. So, Elizabeth, it would be fun. It really would be fun. North Carolina wasn't so far over that way. When I made my way back up to North Dakota, I'd come around that way and visit, but I think I'd be kind of pressed for time. But I'm already making my camping spots when I leave North Dakota to get to Las Vegas. And, the hard, I've been to the rodeo, the NFR, so many times. And don't get me wrong, I love it. I really could care less about going to the rodeo itself. Um, but they have three convention centers full of stuff. I'd much rather do that and then go to one of the pubs, the lounges, before the crowd comes out, and you can watch the whole thing on a big screen and have a table and socialize and watch people. I'm a people watcher, so most likely that's what I'll do, unless somebody says, hey, let's go to the rodeo. I've been to so many rodeos and involved in rodeos my whole life, so uh, I love them, but I'm just not as eager as someone who's never been, I guess. That's why I'm excited about Disneyland. I really want to make that work. As soon as I get back to work, I'll start plugging in my savings account for that. It's not cheap. It's like a couple $100 just to get in for a day. It's ridiculous in a way. I mean, if you think about it, they could charge but I don't know. They're so their overhead is probably a lot, and their creativity, and then building stuff and repairing stuff and all that kind of stuff. So I guess it is what it is. And I was watching some of the videos, and food prices, for like a hot dog and stuff's $8, and um, but it is what it is. But they'll let you bring food in, so that'll be good for me because then I can bring things that I can eat. I'm learning all the tips and tricks by watching all the videos. How come I got 6 people and only 3 likes? I never would have thought of that until I was watching a couple other people mention that. So, Michael, what's the weather where you're at? I gotta look. I'm not getting any. Oh, I got 4 likes. Thank you. I'm still not getting any. Have you made a new video? I'm not getting any notices about it. Let me see, Mr. Michael McReynolds. If he had any new ones. Nope, a week ago. What's up, buddy? Need to get some videos out there. Y'all, Michael's a really, really cool guy. He does a lot of drone stuff. Very nice. He was off of YouTube for a little bit for whatever reason, and so he lost a lot of his subscribers and stuff. And I sure wish you'd get built back up. He's a good one to have on your list of subscribers, and he's very good at being on your channels also. Oh, I got 5 likes. 5 likes. Um, my tummy is so full. That dessert I made. Um, maybe I don't know, Elizabeth. I haven't started messing with my drone yet enough to do that. So if it went down somewhere, then I'd have to go try to find it. I'm not going to do that. Hey, Thomas Smith, how are you? That's one of the things I plan on doing when I get back to work and the weather gets good, is start playing with my drone. I'm scared because I don't want to break it. I don't want to mess it up. When I get ready to go get Domino, I just have to be prepared. Probably take the four-wheeler out, go find him and lead him back with that. But right now the snow is too deep and there's too many like ravine type deals where it looks like it's flat, but it's filled with snow and you'll drop down. So it's not really that safe. Um, if you ever look at the topography of North Dakota and stuff, it's like this. There's flat land, but then there's all of a sudden, trust me, I kind of fallen through a couple of times, but I wasn't by myself, thank goodness. So I'm too chicken to go do it by myself. He's all right. I'm just letting him be a horse. Um, and I'm sure he's enjoying it. How are you doing, Thomas? I'm not getting your. Wait a minute. What's up with that? Also, ooh, I got the hiccups. I'm not getting your uh, things. I'm subscribed. I got the bell. Can you see? Why doesn't it show? See, I got the bell. When was the last time you made? 2 months ago, Thomas. What's up with that? No wonder I'm not getting any. Okay, well, I don't feel bad now. I felt bad. I have to keep checking because dang old YouTube, they will either unring the bell or take you off my subscription list altogether. I don't delete anybody. I don't have time to do that. And pretty much everybody that's on my friend subscriber list, I want to watch your videos. I'll get behind because I might be doing some kind of craft, and that usually takes all day, and I can't not focus on that what I'm doing, um, or doing my own video. Yesterday, I ran Rusty's videos. Everything stayed good. I started rolling his videos on all my devices at about 9 o'clock yesterday morning, and they were still going when I fell asleep at about 10:30 last night. And I woke up and my devices were off, so I don't know if I lost connection or something. But so he got a good 12, 13 hours. I don't know if y'all check your stats in your analytics to see what your hours, if it helps. Oh no, I am so sorry. Oh my gosh, Thomas. Well, I sure hope this one does good. Here I am. I'm constantly having to do that. My whole back is tweaked, and man, I feel for you. I'll say some prayers for you for sure. I was watching Brian Lois homesteading this morning, one of his videos, and he got all those beans from somewhere. I can't remember where he said. And I thought when I had my pigs, of course I only raised two at a time. I never did more than, it was always just me and my son. So my critter raising for freezer food, I kept it to, our thing. The only things that I raised like really in bulk were chickens, because I gave a big majority of those to our food bank. I would process them and seal them and give a whole bunch to our food bank. I truly believe in that kind of stuff. Eggs, they got tons of eggs all the time. And then, of course, I powdered a bunch, dehydrated a bunch of eggs. I had eggs for days. Um, Meet our fur friends. Hey, hello. Thank you for popping in. Well, this is nice. Um, let's connect. Okay. Say hello to everybody. And so I raised anywhere from 75 to 100 chickens. I did one time try to raise those, oh, what were they called? I would never do it again. And I tell you, I wouldn't recommend it. Are those birds that get fat real quick? God, they were something X. I felt so bad for them birds. Man, I just they were miserable once they got to certain they couldn't even move. No, I like my chickens, I like my hens to run free and having fun. I don't want to see them miserable. And then I would raise two pigs. I would sell one to pay for the one I butchered, and then I would give a whole bunch of the one that I butchered to the food bank because, like I said, it was just me and my son. So, but I still had a lot of freezer to go in the freezer. The pigs got to be like 400 pounds. So that's a lot of meat. And the two steers that I butchered, I did the same thing. I would raise two, sell one off to pay for my butchering, and gave a lot of meat to the food bank in my little town. You know, I wholeheartedly believe in that kind of stuff. So God gives me grace, so I give other people grace. God gives me plenty, and I try to help other people out. So kind of what it is. It does good for me. So, but we had in Montana, uh, we have a kind of like a what would you call it? It was called Sweetheart Bread, and they had breads and cakes and cookies and crackers and well, once a week, I think it was on Thursdays, you could come in and get a shopping cart. Did you ever pick? Oops. Did I ever pick what, Elizabeth? You could get a shopping cart. It wasn't the big shopping carts. It was a little one. Oh, yes, ma'am. Yep, I sure did. Trust me, I sure did. That was really good. I kind of experimented with flavors with that. Um, and who is messaging me? So anyway, it was called Sweetheart Bread, and you could go once a week. I think it was, like I said, on Thursdays, and you filled this cart up with day old stuff. Now, I mean, it might be that day. You could get as many carts. And at the time, I had my pickup and I had my minivan. So I would keep my son home from school if it was during the wintertime. And we'd go into Billings and go to Sweetheart Bread and load up these carts. And I would get like 5 carts, and it filled up the whole back of the minivan of breads and crackers and cookies. And then my son at the time, he'd jump in the back and he'd be tearing stuff up and eating it because it's just day old stuff. But I would feed that to my chickens and my pigs and my cat. I had the happiest critters ever, I tell you. And they got so happy and fat. And when I butchered my pigs, the meat, because I was friends with a dairy guy. I would give him meat, right? And he gave me raw milk. So when it was getting time to butcher my pigs, about 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before, I would get gallons of raw milk from him. And I would start giving that to my pigs. If you ever want to taste something, start doing that before you butcher. I'm telling you, it makes a big difference. It's so good. I miss all that kind of stuff. It is. Where are you from? Meet our furry friends. It's good. I used to I and you probably people probably could go to their own bakeries and do that instead of them throwing away their day old stuff and feed it to your livestock. I have 7 people. Yeah, I raised happy. God put these animals for us to take care of. They're supposed to be in our freezer, but for us to take care of. So my pigs, I had great pigs. I would sit out with them. All right, Maggie and Brophy, thank you for popping in. I'm probably on here later than I should. Well, she bit her toy, but she bit me too. Hey, you have a good night. And I'll try to remember. It's hard for me to remember to keep putting links in the description and stuff for people. But always watch till the end of my video. Like I said, on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays, I just pull out a random channel and I'll put it up there and feature that channel. On Sundays, I change my featured channel. If you look now, I only do one at a time. I don't want to overwhelm people, and that's who I will feature for the week. I have all these options available to me. Uh, Doggo got curious. That's Miss Ginger. She's now she just perked up. She's my little co-pilot, and oh, she always wants to play. If my focus or attention is someplace else, she's not too happy. She wants to be right in the middle of whatever I'm doing. Hey, Joanne. Oh, I thought maybe you might have popped off. It's probably getting late. It's almost 8 o'clock. How's the weather over there? I was talking to my friends the other day when I saw, because they're down there in Quartzsite, um, and that when that big wind came up, did you guys get a lot of wind over there? That's the only thing I'm worried about is the big windstorms, sandstorms. I can't wait to get out there. My poor Domino. Well, he might be in better shape after this winter because he's having to work in all this snow. So hopefully he'll be in better shape. But uh, I won't be taking him on too many really harsh rides. But I do want to go over to the Superstitious Mountains. Alrighty, meet our furry friends. What do you have a name, or would you rather just like to go by that? Meet our furry friends. Let me call you furry. I sure appreciate you stopping by. Doing these lives are really fun for me, and I really appreciate it. It's more engaging. Makes me brush my hair too. Well, let me see. So we'll wait till 8 o'clock. It's 61 here and it's supposed to get warmer. Oh my gosh. You know, I'm looking forward to spring though. I really am. I'm real fortunate in the job that I have, driving truck. I don't have to be out in the elements anymore. Uh, you know, I have air conditioning and stuff. Genealogy. Oh, that's cool. Did you see me talk about it in another live where I think you were there about yeah, you were there about the ancestry. I can't wait to see what that says. Okay. What is generally for January and February, What's the main degrees? Hey, Scott. Hey, as soon as this irritation goes away, I will get your cup finished. I can't put my mask I can't put my mask on yet, so I feel really bad. It's starting to go away. It's hard to see in here. But I still got it all right here. There's a little bump right there and right there. So I'm kind of afraid to wear it. I don't want to make it worse again. But I'm excited to get your cup done and get it sent to you. We've been just talking about all kinds of stuff. One of my I'm going to try to accomplish this winter in February when I head to Arizona. When I leave Arizona, it's going down. I want to go to Disneyland. I know I'm old, but I want to go to Disneyland. So I'm working on that one. I've been watching all kinds of Disneyland videos trying to get an idea about it. It's not going to be cheap. I'm going to have to really save my pennies. I think it'll be fun. I'm hoping that during this time, well, up until then, I'll be able to network with some people. Now, I'll go by myself. I'm so used to doing everything by myself, but I'd kind of rather not do it by myself, you know? Hey, the Haystead, how are you? Now, people are popping on now. This is the second live stream. The other one kind of went somewhere and I had to log back on. I don't know what happened. So, uh, no, you're not late. You're not late. This was kind of goofy. I had a different live. I really didn't expect to be on this long. My other live stream, something went goofy. I was gone. I had to shut it down, bring it. I only really brought it back on to kind of say bye to everybody. But then we've gotten some more people, and so I've just been kind of yakking again. Oh, my prepper. Am I subscribed to them? I'm not sure. I'll have to look. You can go back and forth. I'm getting a little bit better. You can see a little bit. I'm afraid to put my mask on. I got to wait till it's all done. I haven't got to finish Scott's cup because I can't put my mask on and I don't want to do the epoxy. You've never heard of the one that my prepper? I'm not sure. I don't think I have either. That is why I love doing my um, shameless plug. I want new people to come on. I want to find new people. That's how we grow our channels. So when you come on and do a shameless plug, um, you can put a link to another channel. Hopefully, they'll come and subscribe to me too, and I can promote them. I dedicate 3 days to my subscribers, so it really helps a lot to help grow your channels. Oh, Camp Hunting Family. Oh, they're the ones doing the lives. Oh, okay. Well, I don't think I've heard of them either. That's okay. So I take it Heath is your last name, so I feel weird just calling you okay, Heath. Yeah, I'm not very good on my phone either. I don't really even have fat fingers, but with my typing, it sure looks like it. I have 7 people and I have 7 likes. Uh huh. Oh, Michelle. Okay. Well, hi, Michelle. Did anybody? Uh oh. Somebody. Michelle. What did you say? You got a naughty show. fat fingers. They put you in a timeout for saying that. That's so funny. Yeah, I got a little bit behind too because I kind of got into a focus of watching the Disney ones because now that's where my mindset is figuring out Disney. You know what, darling? It is weird. Nothing. I've had to take so many people off of that when they get put on timeout or whatever, and nothing they said was bad. Yep, Joanne, that's exactly it. You know, this was probably what my maybe fifth or sixth live, and I so prefer this. It's just like I'm talking with my friends. And y'all know I have no video presence. I'm not here. I get the doe in the headlight look, and I'm not an actress, that's for sure. Yeah, that's too funny. Michelle, it's cracks me up what YouTube decides is not. I can't figure out why they did that. I have fat fingers. Why would that? Maybe the word fat, you know? I swear you can't say anything nowadays. It might make somebody butt hurt. Oh gosh. I'm not done yet. No, she doesn't bite y'all. She learned when she was a puppy. She just mouths. But I know that's one of my favorite things. I'm gonna make a t-shirt. Don't talk to me if you're gonna get butt hurt. Um, I'm so excited. I want to go to Disneyland so bad. I'm gonna work really hard to do it. Don't you better not be nice. I still got t-shirts to make. Man, I am gonna make me one. Don't talk to me if you're gonna get butt hurt. Kill your toy. Get it, girl. No, I don't want it. Yep, Miss Ginger, she could be. Oh, don't drop that on there. She could be ignoring me the whole time, and it seems like whenever I do this, she wants to be right in the middle of it. She took a little nap a few seconds ago, so now she's raring to go again. This is the only squeaky toy. Ooh, she hasn't been able to destroy. You couldn't see the comments, Scott, on your phone? I think I've watched lives on my phone. There's something you have to do. Do you have a Android or the other one? I prefer to watch the lives on my laptop because everything's bigger. Oh, okay, Michelle. Yours is an Apple? Huh. Well, Scott, I don't know what to tell you, darling. I think I'm missing a video of yours too. I was trying to go through my list today. Well, I'll look for it later. Oh, I had somebody leave. Oh, well, yeah, she said she was leaving. So, I usually leave for the winter right after Thanksgiving. I like to spend Thanksgiving with my son. So Joanne, do you guys take off for Thanksgiving? Of course, it wouldn't be for like a week before I would No, actually, it would be way after that because I'm going to be in Las Vegas until January. My birthday is January 1st, so not that I do anything for it anymore. Oh, okay, Scott. I must have missed it. I didn't get a notification. I don't think I did. I didn't see it. I only did one birthday in Las Vegas because I go down there for the NFR, and that was just too overwhelming for me. My anxiety, I just man. Oh, and New Year's baby, I feel sorry for her. I hate it. When I was growing up, I got all my presents at Christmas time. I don't think I had a real birthday and a cake until I was like 12. I had my first like birthday celebration. And then let me see what else. Everybody's hung over on my birthday. Okay, well, Scott, then yeah, that's odd. And I know I'm still subscribed to you. Oh my goodness. Michelle, it really sucks to have a birthday on a holiday. January 1st, everybody's hung over. And I don't drink. I socialize and I'll have a drink here or there or a cocktail. Um, but I've been drunk. I could probably count on one hand how many times I've been drunk, and I guarantee you it wasn't on purpose. And I didn't like it, and I got sick, and I was miserable for like 4 or 5 days. It just shot the rest of my week all to Hades. So I'm a socializer. I go out, and although I haven't been out in a long time, um, but I can have a beer or two, and I'm fine with that. Just socializing. Yeah, when I'm camping, there's nothing better than having a good steak and a cold beer, kicking back by the fire. You're jealous of people having birthdays near Christmas. No way. Do not be jealous. Average temps January 45 to 67. Oh, 67. 73. Joanne, I'm looking forward to that. Although I have to admit, even though it's cold here in North Dakota, the only time it bothers me is when it's windy out and cold. Uh, and I don't have to work out in it anymore. When I hauled oil, oil runs 24/7, and now I didn't work nights. That was one of the things I wouldn't do. So I did everything during the day. But I still had to get out in it, and you had to have everything covered, every inch of you covered, and it makes it harder to work. Scott, Joanne is in Arizona, and she's one of them I'm hoping to go by and visit too. After I leave for the winter, go and hang out. I'm looking forward to meeting everybody. That's my goal. I know for sure that Jeannie and Scott with Outdoor Adventures and Travels have said that they were considering coming out here in June for Scott's vacation. That's going to be so much fun. I really hope so. And then because I belong to the Backcountry Horsemen, I'm hoping to get a lot of. I will be scheduling days off to go riding and showing you guys all North Dakota horseback. Yeah, I cannot wait, Scott, to ride in Arizona. There's so many beautiful places. I've been also watching videos of the Superstition Mountains. It's real scary. I don't necessarily want to do it by myself. I'm hoping I can find some people who know the area and will go out with me. But There's some beautiful areas that I want to ride in. I have to, for Miss Ginger, I'm going to order her some booties to wear so that her little feet don't get all stickery and stuff. So this summer I got to get her accustomed to booties. I already fiddle fart with her feet, so it's not too bad. The only thing that I don't care about doing lives is like with your regular videos at the end you can put in cards and stuff. And with lives at the end, like I can't go back and edit and put in cards and stuff. So I don't like that. I like to showcase other my friends. I like to add, at the end your guys' videos. What's his name? Jujitsu 2000? Is he from Arizona, Scott? I'll have to look at that. See, and then the year after next, my intentions are to go Florida direction for the winter. There's people like Doyle with Blue Bike and Doyle. I want to meet him and his wife so bad. She doesn't come on the video very often, but she's so cute. She's got her one of those front end driving motorcycles. Bless her heart. She just skedaddles all over the place, and so I want to go by and visit them and check out Georgia and Alabama and maybe Miss Elizabeth. I just have to make a route. So that'll be on my next is to go that direction for the winter. If I can find enough places in Florida to camp, uh, August is 84. Yeah, no. That probably, oh my God, that's the low. 110? Oh, hell no. Oh, I'll have to check him out, Scott. I'm sorry, Joanne. I'll never be coming to visit you in August. That just ain't happening. I often thought of, and I'm still thinking about an area in Arizona just to buy a couple of acres for wintertime, to have to, I want to come down, put like what do you call those containers and put there so when I can have stuff in it. But um, I don't know. We'll see. I'll check it out. I just don't want to spend a whole lot for land that, well, it's desert. And I probably won't be doing homesteading anymore because I like bebopping around so much now. It's hard. I thought about getting a chicken to travel with me though. I wonder if that would work. I know people who are nomads that this one, I can't even remember who they are now. They travel with the goat. That's a little bit much. Miss Ginger's enough for me. But I am thinking about here, maybe next year, getting another dog so that she has somebody to rough and tumble with. She's really good with other dogs as long as they don't rush her. Um, I'm telling you, Scott, I like eggs too much. I go through a pack of 18 eggs a week, so I go through a lot of eggs, and I'll just have a little chicken tractor when I stop, put them out. Get those chicken diapers or whatever, let it be inside. I might do that. Yeah, I miss my chickens. If you don't know, I used to raise the black Australorps. Now, let me tell you, they are so beautiful. They're black, but whenever the sunlight gets them, they look like a mallard duck. Oh, it's just so beautiful. Talk about sweet, loving. Now, I didn't keep the roosters. I did have one rooster, and he was sweet, but I found him a home. I didn't butcher him. Um, Found him a home because black Australorps are in the Guinness Book of World Records because they lay all season long and they're one of the largest egg layers. So I had a lot of eggs, trust me. And I miss them. I would just like with my goats, just like with my pigs, my steers. I didn't really go sit out with them. They were too rough with me sitting out there. I loved on them through the fence, but my goats, I would sit out with them, and they'd love my chickens. I'd come out with my chair, and there'd be a couple of them would jump in my lap, and they'd all. I liked hanging with my birds. Oh, cool, Joanne. Yeah, I couldn't handle that kind of heat. North Dakota, I think we might get 105 once, maybe twice during the whole summer. But like I said, because I'm a truck driver in the oil field, I have air conditioning, so I don't really have. The only time I have to be out in it is if, like, I do a lot of paving. If you've watched my past videos of some of my paving jobs, sometimes I have to, if my trailer is a crank for my tarp, a lot of times they will require us to tarp our asphalt if we're going a long way. And then I have to get out and crank, 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 crank. But my boss kind of loves me, so he sometimes he gives me the hydraulic trailers, and I just push a button, and it goes whoop, so I don't have to do that. Yep, I used to too. I was talking earlier. I always got between 75 and 100 because I would fill my freezer, and then I'd give anywhere from 25 to 30 birds to our food bank. And that's kind of what I did. Eggs, I always gave them abundance of eggs. I don't know. The more I give, the more I receive, and so that makes me feel good. I really miss my goats. One of these days, I'm going to sit down and pull my pictures off of Facebook of my goats. I ended up having later just two. I had Saanen uh, Nubians. They Saanens are big. Their production is um, really rich. Their milk is really rich, and Nubians produce longer, right? So the breeding, having the mix, I had a lot of milk. Oh, Scott, I'm sorry. Well, I'll tell you, Joanne. I was down in South Texas for 4 years. I was recruited by neighbors to come down there and haul oil for them, right? Because that's when the boom was starting down there. I worked up in the boom here in North Dakota, and recruiters were all over the place. I was having them banging at my truck door, trying to recruit me. So I went down to South Texas. I could never get used to that humidity. I could never do that. Oh, silkies! I got given to me. I think that's what they were, silkies. Real fluffy, white, pretty feet. They had the feathers on the feet. They gave me two of them, and I don't know what happened. I didn't put them in with my other birds, and they didn't even last. I think they had like anxiety separation. They were dead. I found them dead like less than 2 weeks later. Yeah, fuzzballs. So that's what they were. Yep. Wow, I was really bummed. They were so pretty. I really wasn't interested in them for the eggs. They were just so pretty. Oh, well, that's in a way that's kind of good to know, Michelle, because I thought I had done something wrong, and I took care of my animals. They got the best feed and everything. They ate better than I did. Is it humid where, Scott? In Arizona? I don't think it's humid in Arizona. North Dakota is not really humid because it doesn't get that hot. If it is humid, it's not really that bad. But South Texas was. It was miserable. Oh wow. Well, I felt really, really bad. I didn't want to tell them because they would say, "So how are they? Do they have names? I don't remember what they are now." And I'm like, "Ugh, they're dead." I thought I couldn't fib. I felt so bad. Oh wow, that'd be cute. Cool. I don't know why I'm squinting. I can make this bigger so I can actually see. There we go. Durr. Sitting here squinting trying to see. Well, those silky, I don't know how they could see. I really felt bad. I wanted those birds really bad. Getting started. That's why my wife calls me a silky chicken. Oh, that's too funny. You know, Michelle, I've lost birds to predators, which, okay, if you're a nature person, whatever, it's the cycle of life, man. God puts these creatures on to sustain other creatures. Yes, I'm bummed losing animals. The hardest thing was when I lost my goats to the mountain lion. That and I was got I saw the after effect that crushed me. Even though I know that mountain lion was only doing what they do, but it still broke my heart. Are you guys in the YouTube homesteader page? I tape mine up. You tape your up what? Huh? Oh, on Facebook. I'm trying to get better to be on Facebook. Um, I don't do a whole lot of Facebook. Literally, y'all, YouTube takes up quite a bit of time. Uh, between trying to figure out all the stuff I can use to make things I do better. Like now, like I said, I do the end cards and I promote all you guys and put your things up on the end cards of you guys on there and trying to figure out all of this stuff. I don't have all that much time. He's Family Homestead on Facebook. I have a bunch of. Okay, I will. Oh man, well let me tell you, I had because in Montana, um, we have everything predators, everything. I was in western Montana, so I had llamas were my guard animals. They were fabulous. I had three geldings. They were fabulous. Never had could a stray dog couldn't go on the property, a stray person couldn't go on the property. I'm not kidding you. And long story short, when the economy took a nosedive, I had to leave Montana and hop over here to North Dakota to start driving in the oil field. Um, I made the decision to sell a lot of my stuff because I couldn't be there to take care of it, you know. So one of the things I hadn't planned on doing was selling my llamas right away. My llamas were registered. I got them as a little over a year old. The people that I bought them from up in Ronan, Montana, they raised them and they showed their llamas. So these llamas that I had I forget what they call it now, but they were show quality. I didn't use them for show; it meant nothing to me. They were show quality, and they had kind of like horses that have got a background in showing. So when I started selling off my stuff, I had a lady that wanted my llamas, and I didn't want to sell them first because they guarded my property. I mean, I lived in Western Montana. I had bears and mountain lions and all kinds of stuff up there. Well, she insisted, paid me a lot of money. I said, okay, on the gospel. The next night after they left, that mountain lion came down, had a smorgasbord, wiped out my herd of goats. I ended up uh, with just two. Had to call the forest people, right? And they came and set a trap. They found a carcass of one of my goats. They put that in the cage. They caught that mountain lion that night, of course, came back and got it. It was awful for me, but I sold everything, and that's when I got out of homesteading. You know, I thought, okay, my son's getting bigger. I'm gonna travel. I'm gonna start doing stuff. So, short story long, it's kind of how that happened. I need to do a little bit more Facebook, but I don't know. This is more fun. It's hard, Joan. It is really hard. I've downsized stuff because I have to. You know, I live full time in my horse trailer, um, and I can only put so much. So that's kind of made it easy for me. Yet people do use donkeys, but let me tell you the difference between the footprint that a donkey makes on your property versus what a llamas don't tear up the ground. Llamas are very particular about where they go potty. And let me tell you, I made a lot of money on my llama poop. I made llama tea for plants. I really utilized everything I had with my animals to make generate an income. I was a single mom doing all this, paying for all this. So a donkey's not wasn't going to do. I researched them, but that's hay is not always that cheap. So look into llamas. I sold the llama fiber. A gal that made saddle blankets. She paid me a good money, and I didn't even have to pay to have them sheared or anything. Sorry, I got Miss Ginger's toy. She's ready again. Alpacas are really nice, but they're smaller. They're not as ominous as a llama. Where I lived, my llamas were big. And I had three of them. So uh, alpaca fiber is worth more than llama fiber, but that wasn't the reason why I had the llamas. And I still was able to sell the llama fiber. Donkeys will. Yep, donkeys will. But when I weighed out the expense for donkey feeding, they eat less than a horse. They're very hardy, but the footprint on the earth, on the ground, was more drastic than what a llama was. um, the a lot of times with the llamas, because they put off a different scent, right? That alone keeps predators away because they have a different scent. Their fiber, it's not wool. You don't even call it wool. It's called fiber. There's no lanolin. They have what's called guard hairs, and then the fiber. And the fiber is what they use to make like saddle blankets and other stuff with it. Llamas, the aggression that a llama has, number one, if you have one by itself, they're a herd animal. They're not good by themselves. Number two, if you get a llama and you don't geld them young enough, their testosterone takes over, and that's doesn't it does they just do what they do naturally. It's not necessarily aggression. If you have a couple, like I had three llamas, they did spit, but it was actually at each other. And if you got in the way of the spit, then you got nailed. But if you think about it, all it is grass and saliva. You know, I've stepped in dog poop. I'd rather be spit on by a llama than I gagged stepping in dog poop. A llama's like, okay, here we go. Um, Llamas have a different temperament. Alpacas are smaller and more docile. They don't have they don't have that protective like llamas do. Um, the hair, the fiber, because that's what it is fiber. The alpaca fiber is more desired out in consumerism. The alpaca and it starts with an S. There's another one that's better than the alpaca. But I made a lot of money off of my llama fiber. So I didn't have, and I had three. I had a black one, a brown one, and a white one. Hey, Rusty, how are you? Hey, did you check your analytics? Your videos, luckily, your videos ran from 9 o'clock yesterday morning till after 9 o'clock last night because I fell asleep. I kind of hope people check their analytics to see if that's making any difference. Are you doing something you're not supposed to be doing? Don't even argue with me. So, llamas are very easy keepers. They just, they have a light footprint on the earth. You can really utilize their manure. Like I said, it's not a hot if you fertilize, it's not hot like you have to with chicken poop. You have to let it do its thing for like a week to get all that hot out of it. I didn't really use chicken poop for fertilization. Llama spit is just nothing but grass and it's slimy. And honest to God, unless they've been teased or tormented, they don't really spit at you. Most likely they're spitting at something else. This like my llamas, my guys wanted my attention. So each one of them didn't want the other ones by me. So they spit out of jealousy. And if I got in the way, well, then I got whacked with some spit. There's enough attitude on this farm. I do miss it. But look, it's a trade off for me right now. I enjoy being able to travel and go bye bye. I never could. All I did was work, 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 work. So I did that my whole life. Where a lot of people are coming into homesteading later in life. That's what I did. I grew up with it. Cece's World Australia. Hi from Australia. It's tomorrow for you, isn't it? You are, Rusty? We're having a couple of chilly days, and I got some snow this morning, and then it got sunny, but now it's ice. So, yeah, North Dakota weather is goofy. Oh, quit. God, I don't want her to get hurt on this tile. It's already tomorrow. I wonder if you could see my tomorrow's video right now. I have it scheduled for tomorrow. I wonder if it shows up for you. 2:33. Oh, okay. It's 8:33 here in North Dakota. I'm in Dickinson, North Dakota. Let me see how cold it is. Australia. Where's my temperature thing? Do you know Josh at Yard Homestead? He's from Australia too. That's not bad. It's 28 degrees right now. Oh, I had, because I told you I've been doing 9:33. So you're an hour later than me, Rusty. Check your analytics. See if the little deals went up. I had 5 devices going. I had them running for you at least 12 hours. I'm going to go through my subscribers and see. First, I'm going to see who's close to 1,000. I'd kind of like to help somebody get over their 1,000, and then start talking to y'all about. It's 9:34. Oh, so you're an hour ahead of me too, Scott. SU Mountain, 26 degrees. Wow. Well, yes, Fahrenheit. Um, it's summer in Australia. Oh, okay. Cool beans, Rusty. Cool beans. I, I'll do this for my entirety of YouTube. I have the option and the ability to do it, but I want to know that it's helping people. Why do it if it's not helping anybody? Cece, do you know Josh at Yard Homestead? He's from Australia also. Oh, good. Yeah, I heard y'all are getting a little bit of rain. Oh, Rusty, I'm not trying to be an angel. Look, I grew up, and I believe this. I don't get no pats on the back. I'm not looking, swear to God, I don't do that for accolades or anything. It's not costing me anything to do it. I have the availability to do it, the ability to do it. Why not? Shoot, I've got 5, 6, 7 devices. I only run 5 because I'm usually on my laptop. I had 6, but my other laptop took a nosedive. Look, God, if I grace other people, God graces me. That's all I care about. I only care about getting to 1,000 subscribers so that I can do lives on my phone. Oh, good, Gigi. He's a good guy. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad, Rusty. You do a lot of fun, cool things on your channel too. I gotta turn my heater on now. I've had the heat off all day. So tomorrow's video is going to be a tattoo video. Yep, you're just gonna have to wait and see. Ginger, come on now. I love you. Go away. See, and it's only been a couple of months, like 3 months, and I started looking at analytics. I didn't know anything about it. Oh, she always wants attention. She's a needy female, I'll tell you what. And the thing is it's just me and her all the time. So yeah, well, you can go live on your phone if you put a secondary app like Streamlabs and stuff. I don't want to do that. I got enough apps on my phone. I don't want to do that. But when you get 1,000 subs, you there's so many other little things. I have no interest in being monetized, right, y'all? I work. Y'all know I work. I'm not, later on when I'm really retired, maybe. But right now, I have no interest in monetizing. But having 1,000 subscribers, there's perks on YouTube, like being able to post that little note to say things to people. Like when I had that flare up, I didn't want to do a video. I mean, I look like a mongoloid. But if I had 1,000 subscribers, I could have done a little note there and said, "Hey, y'all, stay tuned because this is what's going on." So, I went 3, 4 days without being able to do that. So there's some perks to it. I know, Elizabeth. Yes, you should. You should get a tattoo. Did you find somebody? I think didn't I send you the that gal that does the logos? She does a really good job, really inexpensive. I was kind of hoping she still did them. I'm still, I just fiddle fart around. I come up with some cool stuff, but it's not, it's hard to try to make something that somebody already has in their mind. I just can't wait to get your cup done and sent to you. Yeah, Scott. Yep. Now my little side gig, my craft stuff, it makes me money here and there. That's primarily for when I do. That's my side gig, my side cash for when I retire. That would be so cool, Rusty. We don't have a Habitat for Humanity here, but I love those. I actually, when I was in Montana, I volunteered a couple of times for Habitat for Humanity. The struggle with that was my son was still young, and they wouldn't let him on site and leaving him. He was like my dog. I don't leave. I didn't leave him with anybody, and I don't leave her with anybody. So I love Habitat for Humanity. And what I found out, oh, okay, okay, Scott. What I found out with the Social Security, like I plan on start drawing my Social Security at 62, which will be 3 years. That now in a year you can make it's a little over 18,000 a year. That's cool with me. I don't plan on needing that much money. You design calling cards with Photoshop? What's a calling card? Like a business card? You do, Joanne. Cool. Yeah, I do stuff for banners and stuff. It's just really hard when when somebody else has an idea in their head, and because I'm not, I do it with my design space. Uh, I do it. It's hard to sometimes grab what's in their head and put it down as a design. Yeah. Yep, Scott. Oh, Cece, I love those acrylic pours. I do those on my tumblers. I do acrylic pours on my tumblers. This is going to Scott. This isn't an acrylic pour. This is actually gonna. This is glows in the dark. If this is put in the light and then in the dark, it will glow in the dark. So Scott, Steve Mountain Man won my last giveaway, and so his logo is going to go on this and going to go to him. As soon as I can put my mask back on, I'll get that done. Oh, business card. Okay, yeah. I'm just now learning Inkscape, but with my design space, there's so much I can do with that. No, I don't make a video when I'm doing the epoxy because more or less I have to pay attention to what I'm doing, and I wear this, uh, so I can't talk. And there's so many YouTube videos on them that I really don't need to wear. I mean, I don't need to do a video on it. I had to stop for a little bit because I put some different face cream on my face, and then when I went to put my uh, mask on, I had it on for Miss Ginger's freaking out at something. What is it? What is out there? Go look. Watch it. Uh, so when I wore that mask, all of a sudden my face started heating up, and I ended up with blisters all the way around here, and it's only just now going away. You can still see them. It's just now, so I have to wait till it completely go away. Yeah, it does glow in the dark. Yep, I can actually. There's so much I can do with these cups. It's pretty cool. So, and the pours, I love doing the pours. I should have done was taken pictures of all the things that people have ordered and made like a picture video. But here's the thing. Like I said, this my craft stuff is for when I retire. I got kind of overwhelmed with business once I advertised a couple of them, and I got kind of overwhelmed with too much stuff. I've got these two. I've got to finish. I've got to put a layer of epoxy over the top of this, and these are keychains, and I got to put a rhinestone right in here, and this will be a keychain for this gal, and back here I'll be putting her name and stuff on it. And so, I don't know if you can see. Oh, oh, I do a lot of stuff. This bowl right here, I'm gonna do Miss Ginger a new bowl. I'll show you as soon as I can put the mask on. This will have the epoxied and made all pretty for her. Oh, as soon as I get all this cleared up, I'll be back to doing that stuff. I'm going to be starting my. Oh, yeah, Rusty. I can't wait to see that. I've never quilted. Are you safe there? Is that the country? Are you? Oh no, darling. I'm super safe. Let me tell you. I know how to shoot. I've got. Besides Miss Ginger, I have no problem shooting somebody if they scared me. Yeah, I wish I would have taken pictures and I didn't even think about it. Yeah, there's so much stuff you can do with it. You just have to be careful. And that's why, I wear a mask. I don't have any more of my stuff. I just didn't think I got so bombarded with orders. I was just kicking them out right and left, trying to get them done. My other video will be because I finally got my. Finally got the paddle to my bread maker, so I will be making my low carb bread in my bread maker. I'll probably do that tomorrow, but that probably won't be. That'll be a like a Thursday video. Tomorrow's a tattoo video. Wednesday is that dessert I showed you. It'll be that video, and then Thursday will be uh, the bread making. see, I get whatever is human, or food grade is what they call it. It's epoxy. So whatever is that I get a good deal on. I'm not resin specific. I don't have one kind. And it also depends on what I'm doing it for. Like this, it's not going to go in an area where it's going to be harmful to her. Uh, this cup, I don't know anybody that drinks out of these cups without this, with the straw. And this, the epoxy just goes right to the edge. I had this taped off, so it just goes right to the edge. So none of it gets to the inside. Uh, this one, which is mine, the epoxy just goes right up to the edge. And I'm not afraid to drink out of it. I've made several for myself, and nothing has happened. This is not for you. Oh, Scott, if you want to see, I think, did I show you? This is what a water slide. It's what I'm going to do on you so you can see the background. It's got the image. So your image will be behind that logo. You'll see this behind that. I think it's going to be really cool. Ugh, I just hate not being able to get back to it. You know what? That pink was an accident. I was trying to make something different because I do like these are magnets. I make magnets and stuff and put logos on these also. And then I have you need to get down. Oh my gosh! And then my coasters that I do all kinds of different coasters and yeah, my whole area is a mix of stuff that I do. Yeah, she wants wine. I need to give her wine. I can't wait either, Elizabeth. I'm hoping that that bread that it is the what is it? Oh, the Keto King. It's the Keto King off of YouTube, his bread maker video. And if I'm gonna do the basic loaf that he does, and then if that turns out, I cannot wait. I want to make a cinnamon loaf. I want, there's all kinds of them that I want to make. Yes, it was a nice accident. And I actually, this time I remember how I did it. Most of my accidents, that's what it was, an accident, and I don't remember how I did it. Well, I'm so glad so many of you popped back on and so many of you showed up. One of my bucket lists is Australia also. I know Australia is really big, and uh, I have a, a healer, an Australian cattle dog. I've raised them for 35 years. In fact, my first healers that I got were 45% dingo. Yep, I had them. What do you call it? Custom ordered. I don't know what you call it, because in the states at the time, I don't know if it's changed now, but back then, 35 years ago, you couldn't have in the states a dog that had more than 45% dingo, as far as the catalogs go. Uh, and so I found a breeder, an old rancher, and that's who I was able to get these dogs from. So I'm addicted to healers. Although Miss Ginger is a little bit different. She has ADD, ADHD, and anxiety. So, well, she's a red healer. Uh, I've raised the blue healers. Also, they had more of an aggressive tendency, so I switched over to the red healers, and I love it. Simply Jen, he made it. Oh, how are you doing? Everybody say hi to Jan. She's looking for some property over in her area. I can't wait to see what you find. You know God has it for you. You just have to wait. Don't get too excited. Just take whatever. You hit 501. Woohoo! You go, girl. And Miss Ginger is the same way. I've got to keep her busy all the time. She's got puzzle toys and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, she keeps me busy too. All right, Rusty. Thank you for coming on, darling. I'm so glad that the watch time bumped up for you. Jan, I bet it is so exciting. I remember when I was looking for property way back 100 years ago. It was pretty fun. And I found a property that needed a lot of work, but it ended up being great. And it was just the right size. Like, being a single mom, I left my son's dad. I mean, we were married, but I left my son's dad when my son was 10 months old. Too much had happened, and I'm a no nonsense female. You got to go. I don't care. I don't care. And so I did everything by myself. Yeah, it's a process looking for property. It's a process. Some of the things I was watching a show. It was called Homesteader Home Homesteader. It starts with an R. And these people go all over the place. It's a dad, a son, and a daughter, and they help these people who've gotten into homesteading. And who else is leaving? Oh, have gotten themselves got it over their head, and their homesteads were failing. And this one couple found perfect place for them. Perfect. It was only 5 acres, uh, and everything seemed perfect. They never had the water tested. Their water table was salt water. They couldn't grow anything. They didn't have the finances or resources to be able to put all of that stuff in place to be able to run it through a system to clean it up. So there's a lot to check out. My place that I bought back 100 years ago, the well was a slow producing, it was a shallow well, slow producing. And what I did on mine was about 2 years after I was in the property, I hunted for somebody who had a tanker that hauled milk. And I bought that tanker. It was, I can't even remember how many gallons it was. It was like a medium sized tanker. And because I was in construction, I had friends that came out, dug out my ground, buried that tank in the ground, and we hooked my well up into that tank. So there was a constant trickle of my slow producing thing. So it kept a constant flow, and then that hooked that tank into the house so that it would come into my house. It was a process. In your yard, Josh. Hi. We got another Aussie in here. So if you ever get a place, if you have the ability to buy a milk tanker off a truck and bury, because those are food grade, bury it and let your well pump into that, you'll have never ending water. Oh, now, Scott, are you wanting to sell and be stuck someplace hot in the summer? Um, Yeah, that's kind of me. I put myself in the Annie Oakley part deal. That's what's so hard. I wish I would have known about YouTube back when I was actually doing all this stuff. You know, I mean, at one point I had broke my wrist. My son was only like, he was a young guy. I broke my wrist. I got a plate and six screws in here. Now, in the winter in Montana, and I always had 7 to 14 horses. So in my barn, I had a big barn. I had to bring truckloads of hay, bales of hay in, and stack all this hay. And it was just me and my son basically doing that. Yeah, it was just stuff you had to do. Yeah, Jan, I'll tell you. Look, you don't, and you probably don't need a big a tank as what I got. The thing is that I had connections. So right now, while you're looking for this, start making connections with people. I think I paid $300 for this perfectly good tank. But whenever the is it called OSHA or EPA, when they do their things, it costs more to upgrade systems than it is just to not use it and get a new tank, right? So I got that really, really cheap. And because I did so much stuff for my community, like I said, I gave away a lot of meat. Hey, I was part of my community because I wanted to. It all paid me back. I had people helping me, not way south, just easier winters. Yeah, well, don't go to Texas. If you ever watch my videos of me driving truck in West Texas in the oil field, the winds are just god awful and nothing is pretty there. Now, Eastern Texas, yeah, but the humidity, you got to fight that. Are you leaving, Cece? Oh no, he's saying hello. Okay. Yep, yep. You can sure do that. The only thing about the rain water um catchment, I don't think you would have to do. Honestly, if you got a well, even if it's a slow one, your money's better spent doing like what I just said. I had so many people who said they spent so much money on doing the rainwater thing. That's a lot of work. Find you a tank, bury that sucker, put it down. If you're going to live, if, well, you get snow, right, Jan? That's the reason why I put it down below because I didn't want it to freeze. Uh, living in Montana, I didn't want it to freeze. So it was the perfect setup. Yeah, that snow will get you. But think about do some research. Like I said, my tank was quite a bit bigger. But you have to understand, I had a shallow well that didn't produce a lot, and I had horses galore. I had chickens galore. I raised pigs and steers and goats. And so, I had all this stuff and doing washing, doing house stuff and watering. So it served me well. Central Texas. We're at in Central Texas. And another thing, Jan, a lot of people like down in, well, if you're from Texas, they call them tanks. They just dig down and make like a little reservoir type deal. That's what a lot of people use down there. I don't think I'd go to the extent of a water catchment system. Unless you're in a place that rains all the time, I don't know. That just seems like a lot of money that might not yield enough. Now, what like Michelle was talking about off the roof, that kind of stuff is really good, I think, for doing your plants, but to support a household and livestock, I'm not for it. All righty, Scott. You have a good night. Thank you for chatting. Darling, I'll get this cup out to you as soon as I can. As soon as I'm so glad y'all can't see this so much. I look like the Wicked Witch. It's all just all bumpily. Oh, San Antonio. Okay. I like San Antonio. I got a lot of videos of San Antonio. When I was down there, I went up to San Antonio and went to all the the what's that? Oh, the Riverwalk. Shit, some drunk guy almost knocked me in the Riverwalk. There's no like railing or anything. 3 years. Holy cow. Well, so wait a minute. If it's 3 years for a rain, when y'all in Australia dig a well, do you have pretty good water producing wells? How do you justify a rain catchment system if it's so far between rains? That's what I'm saying. If you could get yourself a container, like whatever that is food grade, like I used a milk tanker off a semi and buried it. Uh, and it probably doesn't get cold enough in Australia to have to bury it. You wouldn't even have to bury it there, and hook that up for constant slow flow into that tank. I had continuous water. I know there were. I had fun. I had fun when I went down there. The only thing that I didn't get to do because I was just too tired, I tried cramming everything in 3 days. I didn't do the zoo or that botanical garden. I really wanted to do that. But I did the safari, I did the caverns. I have videos of it on here also. So now that I've learned how to do the end credits, y'all watch at the end because I've been posting past videos if you want to check them out. When it rains, it pours. Yeah, I'd rather have snow than rain, but we need the rain. Okay, Josh. Well, I'll tell you what, it was the best thing I did because my well only produced like a gallon every 30 minutes. I mean, it was bad. Oh, it is, Jan? Well, I'm not that huge on zoos. I mean, it's kind of a catch 22. I like seeing the animals, but then it kind of bums me out that they have to be caged. But then some of them are there because they can't manage in the wild. So, you know. And all it has to do is trickle in. You're not losing your well water, right? So at night, whenever you're in bed not using any of your water, it will constantly flow in there slowly. So it's not draining your well. And then it's like on a float. So once it's full, it doesn't keep draining. And then it comes down and then it'll slowly fill it up again. I'm telling you, it's the way to go. And I had an old rancher that was like almost 100 years old way back when tell me that. And he's the one that told me, helped me find somebody to get the tank from. Uh, Network with your people, network. Drilling wells is expensive everywhere. It really is. I've watched some videos on YouTube about hand drilling, and that's like 20 years ago. Yeah, I'd have given it a try. Yeah, I ain't doing it now. Wow, 600 feet. Yeah. Jan, it really was. It really was. And if I lucked out and got the milk tanker just because I lucked out. Um, if you have something that's just not going to rust on the inside, which mostly are going to be food grade tankers, like if they haul oil, like not like crude oil or anything, but like vegetable oils and that kind of stuff. And what you look for is every so often the laws make these companies either have to upgrade their tanks or not use them. And so, like I said, it's cheaper for them to just buy a new tank than try to upgrade an old one. You can find them. Another thing that I use for my horses, my steers, my goats, my llamas, when you see the construction companies out there, like if you've watched any of my past videos, because I drive truck in the oil field in the construction, and you see the sweeper guys with those sweepers, go find their yard because they have no way of getting rid of that. There's no like landfill that they can get rid of those things. And when those bristles wear down, they're no good for them. I used to get those like you would not believe. And then I got them. I would go and load my pickup. I'd get like 6 or 8 of them. And I had railroad ties and I'd put them on the railroad ties out in my pastures for my animals to scratch and rub on. And then I sold the rest, $50. They'd come get them, $50. I'm telling you, I was a homesteader that tried to make money on my homestead to survive. So, oh, 5,000 feet. Dang. No, you know what? I was a single mom doing all of this. But before that, I was raised with all this stuff. Before I did the brooms from the sweepers. And the only reason why I realized that was because I was in construction for 27 years and I had a light bulb. I'm like, now I'm going to use this stuff. But before I used to use my brushes from my horses, the really stiff bristle brushes that would get wear down, and I would just screw them to posts, make a line of them and screw them to posts after they weren't very good anymore. And my goats and the cats, everybody loved them. Let me see, what else did I do? Oh, there was so much. Like I said, I miss it, but right now I'm enjoying not being tied down and being able to go where I want and visit and explore. Oh, cool, Jan. Lumna Homestead. I don't subscribe to them. I'll have to check it out. I don't know. I've always had to be very, very resourceful. Um, I've always made quite a bit of money working, but I didn't want to spend it on, I've always been frugal too. Yep, Jan, homesteaders are, I mean, yep, homesteaders are very resourceful. It's really nice. I didn't buy, like I've said in previous videos, uh, I don't have a very green thumb. I can start all the plants, but because I've always had to work an outside 40, 50-hour job, tending to a garden all the time, I really couldn't do that. So I gave up on that. But I started a lot of them, a lot of the plants, and all I started were the heirloom stuff, which, in my opinion, is better. You can go on and on and on, save the seeds forever. And then at my local, um, what do you call it? Oh, I've talked about it before. The local where they get together and sell their stuff. Well, anyway, so on Thursdays we had that in my hometown, and I would take probably about 30 to 50 starts on seeds, and they would be good starts that I started because I had a little sun porch off of my house, and I had one of those. I got them, I think, at either Home Depot or Lowe's. Those racks, metal racks, and I had the light bulb, those long light bulbs in there. So anyway, I grew them like crazy, and I'd go down there and sell them. Well, with that money, I would buy my vegetables and stuff off of other homesteaders, and then I would also trade stuff that I had. So farmers markets, yes, markets. Thank you, Josh. Yeah, Elizabeth. It is different stuff now. I did do a lot of crafts and stuff when my son was little, but it was a lot harder because I didn't have him around. Like I wouldn't having him around epoxy and that kind of stuff. I wouldn't do that, but I did do other like sewing crafts and creating. I did a lot of creating for kids because I had a daycare. That was one of the other things I did while my son was still little. So I create a lot of activities, sewing, fun things for them. Jen, that's just the way it goes. Um, Farmers markets. Yep, that's exactly it. Yep, yep, yep. In fact, I used to belong when I first got on YouTube years ago. I never did a channel. I just was where I had a thing. I subscribed to, and I can't remember his name. And he used to do giveaways of. He used to do giveaways of heirloom seeds. Hold on, I got to get my. If I can think of his name, I will. But he did a lot of drawings and stuff, giveaways of heirloom seeds. Um, and I did a couple of his drawings, but I ended up. Why is this not for? Well, that's making me mad. Well, I might have to go, y'all. My battery, and I don't have a plug-in for that. I have a plug-in, but it doesn't have this doohickey. So, well, I guess that means I just gotta go. I am so glad y'all got. I've been on here almost 2 hours, and I was on the other one almost an hour. You guys are just so much fun. I'm telling you what. So, tomorrow's video's tattoo video. Okay. The next day is about the dessert. When if you saw in my previous live, you saw the picture that'll have that recipe. It is illegal to barter. Why? Wow, that's crazy. I was from such a small town, Jan. They didn't ask for anything. I even sold hot dogs and water and sodas and all that kind of stuff. I had a whole little setup. Friends come. Wait, Thursday night was a social gathering for all of us. I did live out kind of in the middle of nowhere, so that was our social get together. Thursday nights, farmers market during the summertime. So, all right, you guys. My battery is going to say no, and I don't have a yeah, I've been on here long enough yakking, you guys. But anyway, I love y'all. I am so glad y'all come to visit with me. I probably do a couple lives a week just so I can do this. So I want to say adios to y'all. And I'm going to try to get all caught up again on y'all's videos. And thank you to the new people who have come. I appreciate that too. So, Miss Ginger says adios, and I say adios. Alrighty.